Stay frosty and head over to EasyMut.com for the cheapest MUT coins on the market. And when I say cheapest, I mean it. We're talking 1 million coins for around 40 bucks. Use code DIRECTOR for 5% off. Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the Director. Chargers fans, you guys ever have those draft prospects where you're like, oh, please, God and baby Jesus, Chargers, please pick this man up? I like to call these guys the draft crushes, and I'm going to show you guys my top 15 draft crushes of players I desperately hope the Chargers are targeting in April. And I've gone ahead and identified a lot of the positions of need for the Chargers that we can target. I decided to put 2 names at each position in order to round out not just guys I like in the first round, but guys I like in the later rounds as well. Now, of course, as we're going through this video, I absolutely invite you guys to post your draft crushes in the comment section below as well, just to put them on the radar of Chargers fans, even like myself. Maybe go look up some tape and start rallying for these names in maybe the middle rounds. I always see that one comment of the guy like, dude, Director, look at this guy, he's gonna blow your mind. And honestly, some of the names that I have on this list today are from those recommendations from you guys in the comments, as well as other players I've seen on Twitter, etc. It should be a fun one today, guys. Now, before we get started, as a reminder, we're giving away a jersey, guys, as a thank you so much to everybody who supports me and supports this channel. All you guys got to do to enter is hit up the link in the description, follow the instructions there. Very, very simple. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you guys want a chance at 3 entries as well, make sure to check out my Madden Ultimate Team channel. Starting to get things rolling over there and growing that. Again, guys, thank you so much for the support. Hopefully this goes to a good home. With that, guys, let's get into this one. Before we do, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, bell notification helps me out a lot. And guys, I was looking at my analytics the other day, and 43% of the people that watch the video are not subscribed. So we're on the race to 50,000 subscribers. So if you do like the channel, show your boy some love. With that, guys, let's get into this one. Lights, camera, action. My top 15 draft crushes of the 2021 NFL season. This should be good. We're going to start here on the offensive line. Again, I have 2 players for every position of need for the Chargers, and my biggest draft crush this season for where the Chargers are picking is definitely Rashawn Slater. Boy, is this a mean man. And one thing I love about Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern is his versatility. If the Chargers decide to go with Rashawn Slater at number 13, and let's say we pick up a free agent left tackle before the draft even begins, we can start Rashawn Slater at guard with confidence. And there's some guys out there saying that he could even be a very good center at the NFL level as well. So the versatility there is something that I highly covet. And man, would this be a good start to rebuilding this Chargers woeful offensive line. Now, I'm going to say this once today, guys. There is a shot that the Chargers do not go offensive line in the first round. I know we'd all riot.
I'm part of the mob!
But just in case, I do have some guys in the later rounds that I absolutely love, and one of them being Dillon Radunz. Honestly, this just kind of speaks to the depth at the position of offensive line this season. Radunz is a heck of a prospect, and honestly, a starter at the NFL level, in my opinion, at the tackle position. You could start him right, you could start him left. I like his versatility in that way as well. And again, very mean in the run blocking department, but I see him as a very serviceable pass blocker as well. Again, if the Chargers decide to go anything but offensive line in the first round, Dillon Radunz is absolutely the guy I'm hoping and praying drops to the Chargers in the second round. Those are your tackles. Now let's talk about interior offensive linemen. You guys have heard me speak in the name all offseason long. Alijah Vera-Tucker is definitely my favorite prospect when it comes to interior offensive line this season. The versatility, there's that word again, that Alijah Vera-Tucker brings to the table. My God, dudes, you can start him at guard, you can start him at center, you can start him at tackle. I would be very confident with him all over that line. And for a team like the Chargers, where it seems like we lose an offensive lineman every other week, to have a guy like Alijah Vera-Tucker on our roster would be very valuable. And this is one of those guys where I feel like if enough offensive linemen get reached for, and the Chargers are like from that draft day movie, like offensive line no matter what, if they reach for Alijah Vera-Tucker at the 13th pick, I don't think I'd be that mad because, again, he just brings so much to the table. Now, there's another position that the Chargers really need to pay attention to this offseason. Who's going to be snapping the ball to Justin Herbert? Well, I like this man right here, Josh Myers out of Ohio State. I picked a photo out for this guy where it just screams like NFL caliber center. Does it not, man? Can you not imagine this man in powder blue snapping the ball to number 10? And this is a name that we could probably find in the 3rd round. I'm saying it one more time. The depth at offensive line this draft is astonishing, and I would be very, very happy if, let's say, the Chargers decide to go with their first-round pick, something other than an offensive lineman, pick up Dylan Raduns and then Josh Myers back-to-back. I mean, I would call that a solid win. All right, it's time to talk about skill positions now, and this is where things kind of get fun. My first draft crush at cornerback is going to be Caleb Farley. You guys watch my videos enough to know that I have comped this man to the legend Antonio Cromartie of the San Diego Chargers. And my God, if we're talking about the Brandon Staley defense and starting to rebuild that defensive backcourt, what better way to start than with Caleb Farley? And this is one of those scenarios, guys. If we don't go offensive line in the first round, we end up going Caleb Farley. I still feel pretty good. You know, if we decide to address some positions in the offseason or whatever, let's say like left tackle, then we decide to go Josh Myers, Dylan Raduns, and we got Caleb Farley. My God, I would be ecstatic. Very physical, very mean. This is exactly the kind of archetype you're looking for at cornerback to start building this Chargers defensive backcourt. Because, again, we are a little bit older when it comes to that position. Caleb Farley would bring a lot of energy to cornerback. Now, this next guy, man, remember how I talked about leave your draft crushes in the comment section below because you never know who you're going to run into? Well, this is a guy that I was put on the map by, I think it was by the Guilty as Charged podcast, Israel Mukuamu, man. Holy cow. I'm shocked that a cornerback that stands at like 6'3" slipped through my fingers when it came to evaluating draft prospects at the cornerback position. He is a very physical cornerback. Honestly, when you're talking about pairing him up with Derwin James, another very tall, very physical DB, I can't think of a better marriage than Mukuamu to the Los Angeles Chargers. Really, Brandon Staley with Mukuamu on this roster, who we could get with our late 3rd round pick, would be a match made in heaven. So honestly, guys, I'm a very huge fan of Mukuamu. Go look up his highlights and stuff, man. I think you'll be very impressed with what he could bring to the table. The next position of need I feel the Chargers must address, I would hope during the draft, is going to be wide receiver. You guys know the name I'm about to bring up. He's probably on the thumbnail of this video. That's going to be Jalen Waddle. How many times do I have to say, guys, the potential, the game-breaking potential of Jalen Waddle with Justin Herbert could be absolutely ridiculous. Now, I see a floor for Jalen Waddle, maybe around like Brandon Cooks, but his ceiling is definitely that of a Tyreek Hill, and it's different in different situations, right? If he ends up going to, let's say, San Francisco, you probably got a Brandon Cooks. If he comes to the Chargers with Justin Herbert, you're probably talking Tyreek Hill potential here, man. He's got mad speed. He's actually really, really good in space as well when it comes to his acceleration, deacceleration, release, getting off the ball. He possesses more than just speed, and that's what I want people to understand about Jalen Waddle. His ball skills, his mechanics, there's a lot that make Jalen Waddle a top 3 wide receiver in this draft. So think of it beyond speed when it comes to this player. Honestly, if the Chargers picked him in the 1st round, I know a lot of Chargers fans would be worried about offensive line, but again, with the depth, a game-breaking kind of potential is what we're talking with Jalen Waddle. The next Tyreek Hill, Mahomes connection could be found in Los Angeles. Now, the chances of the Chargers getting Jalen Waddle, I will say, is probably against us, but there's another name in this draft, man, that I'm absolutely crazy about. Even if we get Jalen Waddle, I would hope we target this guy. His name is Anthony Schwartz out of Auburn, a track star. Like, this guy is absolutely insane when it comes to his speed. I'm hoping that I can show you guys a clip in here. Look at this. Oh my God, this guy's got wheels, man. You can almost see the smoke, coming off the back of his cleats. And this is a name that I see a lot in the 5th round. Now, honestly, I feel like speedy wide receivers, especially when it comes to the one that runs the fastest 40 time, is often going to be reached for. So this is somebody that I'm targeting in the 4th round. But honestly, if the Chargers decide to use our 2nd, 3rd round pick on him, I ain't mad. When it comes to raw speed, nobody's going to be better than Anthony Schwartz in this draft. But let's be clear, he's not Jalen Waddle. Those things I was talking about that are beyond speed that Jalen Waddle possesses, I think Anthony Schwartz needs to work on his route running. I feel like he's got really secure hands, but his release, his technique, those kind of things definitely need work. And I think that's why the Draft Network have him slated as a slot receiver, which honestly would fit perfect on this Chargers roster. But really, again, you're talking about the matchup with Justin Herbert. We go from, you know, a guy that stretches the field to a guy that can potentially haul in crap tons of touchdowns from one of the biggest arms in the NFL. Guys, just imagine this combined with this, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. Anthony Schwartz is one of my favorite draft crushes this season. Again, a guy we can get in the 4th round. Please, Chargers, please bring in the man from Auburn. Next up, we have interior defensive line. And a name that I've seen thrown around a lot has been Christian Barmore. And honestly, you know, I went and watched a lot of his film. There's people saying that he could be the next Aaron Donald, which I see the comp. I see the comparison there. I don't think he could be Aaron Donald, but I do see a very high ceiling for Christian Barmore. And really, when you're talking about the Chargers defensive line, which needs a lot of help, especially in stopping the run, a presence like Christian Barmore, who could be found in the 2nd round, would be a great pick for the Chargers in reinforcing that defense, especially at a position where the Chargers have struggled in recent years. And lastly, an interior defensive line, I am looking at Davion Nixon. I don't know, man. This guy, just for his size, he shouldn't be as fast as he is. Now, I do see him more as a 3 technique guy, but I feel like Brandon Staley would make it work. Again, I'm all about physical traits and talent when it comes to the draft, because I feel like our head coach, Brandon Staley, can really exhume that kind of talent out of them to really hit their full potential. And honestly, Nixon, he's got the physical traits, and that's why he's been targeted by me. If you go watch his tape, again, freaky fast for his size, and I do think he could help in the pass rush as well as in run defense. Now, another position that I really hope that the Chargers address either in free agency or in the draft is going to be our edge rushers. If there is talk about the Chargers moving to 3-4 rather than 4-3, which again isn't the biggest move, like you're not talking concrete, you know, formations and stuff. They do use a lot of other things and utilize a lot of other fronts, but I feel like a guy that I've really become enamored with is Joseph Asai. Now, I get it. When it comes to Texas players, the transition into the NFL doesn't have the best track record, but just seeing this guy move in space, you know, projected to be a 3-4 outside linebacker, he feels like a really good fit for the Chargers. And honestly, I don't know why, I feel it in my gut. This guy could probably fall. And if I see him in the 2nd round, I'm snatching him up immediately and feeling really good. Even if we've got a guy out there, what, you need 2 outside linebackers in 3-4, right? Even if he's playing underneath somebody right now, think about him as a developmental piece to be one of the better rushing outside linebackers in the league, man. I don't know. Go watch his tape. He's a fantastic talent, and I really think that he would look good in that blue and gold. But there is another guy you guys have heard me talking about. His name is Quincy Roche out of Miami, and I do think we can pick him up with our late 3rd round pick. This guy, honestly, I do see him as a great scheme fit for the Chargers. I like his energy. I like his attitude. He definitely has a lot to improve on when it comes to his technique and stuff like that, but I still do like the fit for the Chargers, especially when you're talking about a value in the 3rd round. I don't know, man. I see him in the 3rd round all the time. I just think to myself, man, Quincy Roche, 3rd round, sometimes late 3rd round pick, you cannot pass up on that. Now, next I want to talk about a guy that I absolutely hope the Chargers are at least considering even right now in this moment of time, and that man's name is Hamsah Nasirildeen. Oh my God. This is a name that I hope a lot of Chargers fans begin to shift their attention to because of his NFL comp. He is kind of like a budget Derwin James in a way. And again, yes, he's coming from FSU. You can definitely see that kind of comparison, but the way that they utilize him is a lot like how we utilize Derwin James. You can play him up top, play him in the box. Very versatile. And if you've got to, remember when we were all talking about, oh my God, I hope the Chargers take Isaiah Simmons. I still think, you know, that would have been interesting, but at the same time, you can pick up Nasirildeen in the 3rd round and play him in the same way that you play Derwin James. You know how much chaos that would cause for the opposing offensive coordinator? Like, what's Nasirildeen gonna do? Where's Derwin James? Did I leave the oven on? Like, it's that kind of anxiety I feel like that pairing could bring. And man, dude, he's definitely like 6'3". He's got insane range, insane versatility. I really hope the Chargers have his name circled somewhere on their draft sheet. But safety really isn't one of those positions I'm really too concerned about at this point. I do think we probably need a starting free safety, and I do think we can find a really reliable one in the 4th round by the name of Andre Cisco out of Syracuse. Now, honestly, I was looking up a lot of tape and stuff on maybe later round safeties, and Cisco really did stand out to me. This man is a thumper, plays really, really well up high, really well down in the box. You can blitz him. Again, very versatile, and that's what I really hope the Chargers load up on this offseason is versatile players on defense, because you're talking about how Brandon Staley operated his defense with the Los Angeles Rams last season. I feel like a lot of their success came from keeping their opponents guessing, like where's the pressure coming from? What's the coverage look like? Everything's disguised all the time. And the physicality that you would get from Andre Cisco as well, to me, really does stand out as a valuable chess piece to utilize out there on defense. And again, I would feel very confident with him even starting at free safety for the Bolts. And again, a very nice combination with the other physical defensive backs that we would have on this team. Go look up his tape, man. I think you'd be impressed with the kind of energy he brings to the field. And lastly, you guys ready for my #1 draft crush in the NFL 2021 season? Insert the SpongeBob. It's going to be Kyle Pitts. Okay, I know some Chargers fans are probably slugging stuff at their screen. I don't care, man. If the Chargers have an opportunity to draft Kyle Pitts in the 1st round, I do not care the Chargers tight end situation. If we re-sign Hunter Henry, draft Kyle Pitts. If we cut Hunter Henry, draft Kyle Pitts. If we sign Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert and the rest of the free agents this offseason, draft Kyle Pitts. Because Pitts is one of the most unique prospects that I have ever seen. And again, when you guys put him on my radar, because this is on you too, I was like, come on, man, tight end. But as soon as I started watching his tape, I was absolutely blown away. The kind of damage a Kyle Pitts could provide with a Justin Herbert is absolutely insane to me. I cannot think of one DB, of one linebacker that he wouldn't slap around in the AFC West. Line him up at tight end, line him up in the slot, line him up outside. It doesn't matter. This man is a freak of nature. And if he ends up falling to 13, which at this point I kind of doubt, and the Chargers end up drafting him, Chargers fans, I need you guys to like pop that bottle of wine you've been saving. Because to me, he is one of the most unique talents that I've ever seen. In my opinion, a top 5 talent in this NFL draft. Kyle Pitts to the Chargers. Oh, well, guys, this was a really fun one. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, please post your guys' draft crushes in the comments section below. I am super interested to look up more tape because honestly, again, a few of these guys were put on my radar by you. And when I started watching tape, man, I just started envisioning how well they would fit in with the LA Chargers. So let me know the names that you guys are very high on, whether it be a 1st round guy, a 7th round guy, an undrafted guy. I would really like to see where the fan base stands as far as the draft. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Remember to hit up the like and sub button on your way out if you really did enjoy this content, or you can hit thumbs down if you find me insufferable. Sad face. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time, and as always, bolt up and stay frosty.